Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are here again with this 2023 Cadillac LYRIQ, and today we're just going to cover a real quick maintenance topic, and that is going to be how to change the cabin air filter on your Cadillac LYRIQ. So let's talk about what we need to complete this job. All we need is the cabin air filter. I chose to get the OEM GM filter, and you can see the part number here. Ordered this on Amazon. So I've had this LYRIQ for just over a year and have a little bit over 20,000 miles on the car at this point. So I think it'll be interesting to see how dirty the filter is. I usually swap them out once a year. Obviously your mileage may vary. Now, you'll see that when I open the car, this little car logo popped up here. You can press that, which brings up these controls here, which has the glove box release. So there is a way to do it without starting the car. Seems a little silly that I have to include how to open the glove box in this video, but GM in all of their infinite wisdom put the glove box release in the infotainment system. So here we are. So if you watched my video on this topic on my XT5, this is a similar process. The cabin air filter lives behind the glove box. And to some degree, this is easier because we don't have to have any tools. On the XT5, there was some screws and a little tray that had to come out. On this one, the manual simply says to squeeze the sides of the glove box because there's some little stoppers up here that keep the glove box from coming all the way out. So it says to squeeze the sides of the glove box so those stoppers will clear that opening and you can pull it out. Now I tried everything, squeezing the sides of this box as hard as I possibly could, and I was not having any luck. But what I realized is that when you're squeezing on the sides of the box, there's a flap up here. This flap is probably to keep the contents of your glove box from sliding up into the car. This flap is providing some structure so that you can't really get much movement with the sides of the glove box. So what I realized is if you put your finger up in this side and feel around, there is a little tab that you can push this direction, so towards the center of the car, to release this side of this flap. So I'm just going to push my finger up in there, feel for that little tab behind the edge, and use my other hand to simply pop this out of place. And now you can see this is loose, and this will give us enough flex to follow the instructions in the owner's manual. So let me real quickly show you that in a little more detail with the glove box already out, and then we'll come back. So that you can see what I'm talking about, we've gone ahead and skipped ahead here just a little bit. I've got the glove box already dropped, and so I just want to show you real briefly the little tab that I'm talking about, so that you can actually get this glove box open. So here on the top, there's a flap. That flap is there, I guess, to keep papers and stuff from sliding into the car. But that flap is also keeping the glove box from flexing very much when you squeeze in on it. So on this side of the glove box, you'll notice a little cavity here. There's just enough room on this side to get your finger up over that top edge. And if we zoom in here, if you look very closely, you can see a little tab poking out. Right there, poking out the back of that edge. So that little tab is what you want to release when you stick your finger up over the top edge of the glove box. And I'll show you that real quickly. So again, the tab is right here. So I'm just going to stick my finger right here and push inwards, and that pops out. So obviously you need to do this before you'll be able to drop the glove box. I've just got this pulled out so you can see what I'm talking about. And you'll want to leave this flap loose until you push the glove box back into place, because this also makes it easier to get the glove box pushed back into place. All right, so now that we have that released, we do have enough give to push even with that little trick of loosening this flap, it's still not easy, but at least it's doable. So finally, we do need to remove this string that helps the glove box lower slowly. And just make sure that you don't let loose the string, just ease it up into its home so that it doesn't fly back up inside the car somewhere. So with the string out and the sides of the glove box loose, we can now pull the glove box all the way down. So here we are back behind the glove box. Right above this white label, this piece of plastic, that's a cover for the cabin air filter. So if you look real closely, here on the passenger side, there's a couple little tabs that you can squeeze together. So we'll just pinch those tabs together. And so now that those tabs are released, we can pull this out, and there's a little tab on the other side that's just stuck in the driver's side of the car. And then we can go ahead and pull the old filter out. And we're ready for the new filter. So I've got the new filter and slid back in place. And something I like to do on air filters is write the date that I replaced it. So everything from here on out is the reverse of what we just did. We'll stick in the driver's side of that cover in place and snap that back into place. All right, so we'll go ahead and squeeze this back together. And I'm not going to push it all the way, just to give myself enough room to get that little string back in place, which is kind of a pain. And after some fighting, that's back in. And then simply give it a push, and everything's back in place. And finally, don't forget to put all your junk back in the glove box. And just for curiosity, here's what my filter looked like after 20,000 miles in about a year. So it's a little gross. It's not too bad. But I definitely think it was time to replace it. Alrighty everybody, that does it for this quick little video. I do hope that you'll consider subscribing to the channel for more upcoming videos on this Cadillac LYRIQ, and check out all of our other videos on the Cadillac XT5, CTS, and a bunch of other stuff. Thanks for watching.